Hey, what's up everybody? What's crack-a-lackin'? This is Like It's 1985, and today we are going to take a look at Transformers Age of Extinction Hound, but this is going to be the knockoff, oversized, die-cast metal Hound. And let me go ahead and start off with a comparison here in vehicle form. As you see before you, this is the actual knockoff, and let me bring in the original Hasbro version. So nice size difference there in the vehicle form. Now let me also bring in the deluxe class Bumblebee figure, and I think in card mode here these two scale better. The knockoff and the original Bumblebee here scale better than with these two here, because if you look at these two, the original two Hasbro figures here, you can see this sports car is probably should not be quite as large as it is compared to the the big military truck. So I think, in this case, these two scale better with the knockoff and the Bumblebee figure. So let me go ahead and compare, just other than size, there's actually some nice paint differences as well. So looking at the side of the vehicle, you can see here on the knockoff there is this lettering here, as well as on the door. Whereas on the original Hasbro version, you can see there's no lettering there, and instead we get the Autobot symbol. So differences there. Even the rims of the tires, these are just basically black plastic, and I don't know if it's going to come out across on camera, but this is more of like a gunmetal gray for the rims, which is a nice paint difference between the two. Taking a look at the front of the vehicles, you can see the difference there. This has the actual company logo there, whereas this does not. The knockoff does not have that there. Then on the side of the knockoff, spearhead, no such lettering there. And then you have the differences there again on the doors. Now in terms of weapon placement, you can actually have the weapons placed as you can on the original. They have the identical points, like you can see here. They match up with this and this, matching up with there. There's little slots there, and this little tab right here and there. So you can have the weapons on there. I just decided to leave them off for the car mode comparison, and I'll go ahead and show you the differences in the weapons in robot mode. Once again, you can see here again, you got these slots here for the weapons again. Same thing on the original. So you do have ability to place the weapons on there if you so choose to. Rolls pretty well. The tires themselves are plastic, like the original Hasbro version, so no difference there. And on the back, it's pretty subtle, but you can see some like a flame effect there on the back end. There's no such thing there. And the taillights here are actually colored in, whereas on the Hasbro original, they are not. Okay, with that said, let me go ahead and transform this into robot mode, and I'll go ahead and do this on camera here. This part does tend to fall off, and let me go ahead and place that back on there. I'll get the arms out to the side here, and we'll work on the feet. Rotate up the chest section here, come back here, take this section here, and bring it over top. So it transforms just like the original, so that's really, really nice. Then we'll take the waist joint here, rotate it forward, like that, and lock it into place there. Get the arms and tab them into the sides, just like the original. Oh, I forgot to put the tires in here. That's why I was having trouble with that arm. So the tires go in like that at an angle, just like on the original. And that should go in place there. Bring down the arms and rotate them around. Okay, so here it is, the comparison with the original Hasbro Hound versus the knockoff oversized Hound. And what a difference in height, of course, but also just a difference in overall size. I'm really happy with the size of this figure. It's really cool. I've always said that I wanted a larger version of Hound. Well, now I've got one. Other than the size difference, there actually is materials difference. This guy has some die-cast metal parts. We take a look at the torso area here, which was the cab area. This area here is all die-cast metal parts, so that's really nice, as is the crotch area here. But other than that, I can't find any other die-cast metal in this guy. I was surprised because I thought there'd be more in the, towards the bottom of the legs and perhaps even the feet to kind of counterbalance the weight up here in the torso area, but there doesn't seem to be. So. And it does hold up really well as far as ability to stand. The extra weight up here doesn't seem to really make it that back heavy, so no issues there. So really good on that aspect. So other than the size difference, I want to point out a couple differences in terms of paint. You can see on the right here with the Hasbro version, on the bicep area here, there are these ammunition or bullets. Now these are more of a darker gold, almost a bronze color, whereas here on the knockoff they are a vibrant, shiny gold. So I actually kind of prefer the gold, actually, the shiny gold as opposed to this color. But yeah, you can see the difference there. Now one other major difference in paint is the chest area here on the knockoff has this very nice silver paint apps here. Whereas it's lacking here on the original. And I think this paint really sets the figure off because it's kind of bland here on the original. It's mostly green, whereas here it's broken up by this nice vibrant silver, so that's really nice. Other than that, I don't see a lot of paint differences between the two. The head sculpts are nearly identical, other than being different sizes. The sculpting is identical as well. So articulation is identical to the original Hasbro version, but let me go over it real quickly. The head can look side to side, but not really up or down. That's the same as the original. Rotation here at the shoulders. Shoulders can go out to the side like that. Swivel at the bicep. There's a double joint here at the elbow. Then you have the articulation here at the waist, just a swivel. The leg can go forward, back to that degree, out to the side. Swivel at the thigh, bend at the knee, and there is your articulation for Knockoff Hound. So now here is a size comparison with Optimus Prime of the same line, as well as Springer from the Generations line. So you can see a comparison with two Voyager class figures. So here is another comparison. On the right is the Voyager class Grimlock, and on the left is, of course, Leader class Megatron from the Generations line. So in this comparison, on the left here is Leader class Ironhide, and you can see that the Hound, KO Hound, is close to being a leader, but not quite. I would say he more scales maybe with the Human Alliance figures, as we can see with Bumblebee here on the right. Alright, so let's talk weaponry. So first off, let's take a look at the knockoff big gun here, as compared to the Hasbro original here on the top. And you can see, obviously, there's a size difference, but also there's this gold accent on the knockoff that's missing from the original. So you can see, knockoff, original. So there's the difference there with those. So you can see the nice gold here on the knockoff versus the bland gray plastic, no paint, on the Hasbro original. But you can see the sculpt is the same. So you get two of these, as you do with the original Hasbro version. Next up, you got these two weapons here. No paint on the knockoff, but they do function the same and are sculpted the same as with the original. These can come apart as well. So you do have these just like the original, except larger, supersized. And finally, we get to the knife. You call that a knife? So there you go, size difference. Actually, in terms of paint, it appears that the Hasbro version has some actual paint on the blade as opposed to the knockoff, which is just a dull gray plastic. So there's a little bit of metallic sheen to the original Hasbro knife here versus the knockoff, but it's like, you call that a knife? So there you go. And not to be forgotten, as you recall, on the original Hasbro version here, you can see it can actually have the store the two guns here on the inside of both legs. Well, that is totally reproduced in larger scale on the knockoff. Here you see these do come out. They're just pegged in there on the inside of the leg, just like the original, except they're bigger. So really, really cool on the weapons there. I like the fact that they were obviously larger, but reproduced, sculpted the same with actually additional paint on some of the ones that we saw. So really, really nice weapons for the knockoff. Alright, so final thoughts on this figure. Well, the Knockoff Hound is exceptionally good. In terms of plastic, I don't notice any stressing or any differences in plastic quality. The plastic seems to be the same, even though it may not be in actuality. The actual addition of the die-cast metal is very, very welcome. I do really like that. I mean, I would have been happy with just a oversized Hound without the die-cast metal, but the die-cast metal adds a lot of heft, a lot of weight to the figure, and just another nice difference between the actual knockoff and the Hasbro version is that die-cast metal aspect to the figure. Really nice. Of course, there are differences in paint apps and details that the KO version has that the actual original does not. So I'm really glad to see that. So really, really happy with this figure. It's probably one of my favorite of the knockoff figures I've had. Like I say before, I always appreciate oversized figures, but to have the extra details like the difference in paint apps and the actual die-cast metal is just above and beyond what I would expect for a KO. So really, really nice. I can wholeheartedly recommend this figure if you want a larger Hound figure. I always thought that the original Hasbro Hound was decent, it was fun to transform just like this one, but it was just on the small side. I think they should have released a leader class figure of this Hound figure. And you know, the KO Hound does come close to a leader class, not quite. It's, you know, it's really, really nice though. It's very, very, very cool. Alright, well thanks for watching. This has been my review of the Knockoff Oversized Die-Cast Metal Transformers Age of Extinction Hound figure. Thanks for watching.